welcome to another exciting episode of Views Podcast Ghana, where we love to talk about the things you love to think about, but do not like spark a thought or a conversation. Today's podcast, we are interviewing somebody I like to call an interesting fella. This gentleman, I mean, if I have to tell you the backstory how I met him, that's a long story. But basically, he's running for the city council of Shoreline, and Shoreline is in Washington, and he happens to be a Ghanaian. So it's quite interesting that a Ghanaian who lived here, schooled here, is running for, city council of Shoreline, and we have to just talk to this young man. I like to call him a young one because he is actually. So this man, his name is Eben Pobee. He's a Ghanaian, a finance manager. He's a CEO of EPOBS Solutions Consultant, B Constructions, UG. And he is running for the City Council of Shoreline. And I must add this, he is an Ekuapem. So welcome, Mufie.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's my fan. I didn't do justice.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. So, how are you? How are you, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. God is faithful, and it's just a few days to election, which is going to be on November 2nd, and so it's just a few days away. If you take the weekends out, it's just 2 days away.
Yeah, and there's a long time coming, but God is, like you said, faithful, and we are doing it now. And all we are here to do is just to try and know who you are and how you even ended up where you are. Eben, who is Eben? Who are you?
I appreciate that a lot, because Eben is just a young guy who decided to take every opportunity serious in his life. And so, as a man who lost his dad at the age of 9 and having to struggle through education, there's one thing I set to do, that I will put in every resource within me to excel and to succeed in life. But one thing I cannot take away from the success story is God. I just decided to lean on God on everything, every decision. So God has been faithful, and he continues to be faithful. A young man married with 3 kids. I have 3 girls, beautiful ones, of course. And my journey to the United States started after graduating from University of Ghana and doing my national service at National Investment Bank. My purpose was to travel to the United States to get an MBA and specialize in finance and human resource management, and then just head back home to Ghana years ago. And so I got here, and life is beautiful. And so I got here, and I realized that, yes, my high school motto is brighten the corner where you are. And so I decided
Which school is that?
I don't school in I went to Adante.
A typical
Ovi, yeah. And so I have kept that on me through it all. And so when I got here and saw the opportunities, of course, I just happened to jump on those opportunities and continue to excel through education, and got an MBA, got a job with the government, got an excellent job, of course. And later on, I was in government for a long time. And so it's been fantastic doing that, but I decided to go private now, though. And so that's just a quick, or let's say high level of who I am and all that. But I think subsequent questions will come that will bring out some more. So that's just
I know you're a finance manager, but reading your bio too, I know you did fine arts. How does one do fine arts and then, transition into doing finance and, being great at it as well? How
Yeah,
did that?
thank you. Yeah, that's a question I've had over the years. And so in high school, I did business, and then instead in business, you have to study accounting, business management, economics, and
Yeah.
then you do another elective that is business mathematics, and then costing.
Mm,
And so costing, accounting, and management were my favorite subjects. And
mm,
so when I graduated from high school, I decided to do computer science, statistics, and mathematics. Then I realized that no, my life is going to be boring at the time in
mm,
2004. And so I said, well, how about I switch into something fun? And then later on in my master's degree level, I'll do something else to complement what I already had.
so that was very conscious.
Yeah. And so I went straight into finance after 2 years of doing computer science. So I went
Mm,
to start again doing bachelor's in fine arts, that is music, dance, and then theater arts. And I cannot tell you how these three courses have shaped my life. It's not just about
mm,
the courses, it's about how I took those courses and how I wanted to inculcate those courses in my life. And so right after that, I said, now I want to get back to business. Remember, I already have the foundation from high school.
yeah.
And so getting an MBA on top of fine arts, where you learn a lot of collaborative work and arts. And it's just beautiful to just use all these three: business, education from high school, fine arts, where you get to interact, communicate, and collaborate, and then
Mm,
getting an MBA in finance, and then entrepreneurship as well as human resource management. That gives
mm,
you a whole package. And so that's how I utilize that for my success, basically.
yeah. I mean, I can see what you're saying. It's funny how, we make certain decisions when we're younger and we don't know how everything is going to, um, add up and give you a very, firm foundation for what is to come.
Yeah.
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 Now, after all this, Eben,
Mhm.
and then you said it's not enough. I mean, now you're finance manager, now you're CEO of your own console, everything is fine. And then you decided it's not enough now, you need to go into politics. Why? Why politics? How did that even happen? I want to know
Okay.
the backstory.
Yeah, great. And so I was having a conversation with a friend, and he says, "Hey, Okwakoya politics." And I told him, you know what? It's not. I don't call it politics though. I call it public service. And so the objective is to serve the public. And you can't have a conversation without the word politics in it, because everything now is being politicized. And so in the state of Washington, just like the federal government is set up, of course, you have the president, you have the House, you have Congress and Senate, congressmen, women, and then you have senators, and then you have governor of a state.
Mm,
And so there are counties within the state, and within the counties, you have cities. And so within the cities, the highest, let's say, the highest official in there is the mayor.
mm,
So when you come to city of Shoreline, which used to be part of city of Seattle, which got just to be a city on its own, I think in 1995.
mm,
Uh, city of Shoreline is made up of 7 council members. And so these council members make the implement policies, or make the policies and everything that govern the city, including codes for buildings and contracts and all that.
yeah.
And so among the 7, one person is chosen or appointed, or let's say nominated and voted on to become the mayor. And
Okay.
so come January 1st, if I get to be on the council, from the 7 that are going to be on there, we get to elect a mayor. Unlike other cities that vote, residents do vote for the mayor in general
Okay.
elections. So that's
Very good.
different. Yeah. And so back to your question, why did I decide to go into politics in court? And I want to say public service. So I've been living in Shoreline for 8 to 9 years. I
Mm,
used to live in Portland, Oregon before moving here to Seattle, Washington. and I've learned one thing. When I got to the city of Shoreline, I had to go to downtown Seattle for majority of our arts activities, for music and all that. So I decided to start a nonprofit, which was a 501c3 arts organization, and the whole purpose was to provide entertainment, education, and promote diversity in the city of Shoreline.
Mm.
I must say that it's a beautiful city, predominantly white, Caucasian, whites, of course, and just about 13% people of color, or maybe even less.
Mm.
And so what I decided to do was, okay, I live here, and I have three girls that live here that go to school, and we don't intend to move. What is it that I can continually contribute to the city in which I live in? Well, diversity, very key. And so the council, I think, in the past 20 plus years, I've not seen anybody, an African American or any decent or anybody from anywhere that has sat on the council. And so I thought it was that it would be ideal to have someone from a different background who understands a certain group of community that can really represent among the decision makers so that the decisions and the policies that are set in place are in line with the entire community. And so it was key for me to go in. And I've had an extensive support and from everybody, and it's just great, even from the current council members. And it's just fantastic. And so I go in as a representative, number one, but also as an individual who is very analytical in looking at issues from different perspectives and making a decision that is in the best interest of the residents of the city of Shoreline. So that's why I decided to offer myself to serve the public.
Would you say, being a father, because from everything that you said, it's about the community and representing everybody in the community, and the fact that being a father and father of three, that also, contributed to that decision of yours?
It played a role, definitely. It did play a role in terms of public safety or security. So I want my three kids to step on the street, go to school, and come back safely. That is, if I'm not able to drop them and pick them up. That is the same thing I want for everybody's children, and even children that I will never have the opportunity to meet. And so that becomes important to me. And so some decisions have to be made, factoring them in there. Community building. I want the kids to grow in a city that is key on community building. Now let's talk about capital improvements. Now, if you want to build all the infrastructure, if you want to build everything that there is to be built, and there's no community, who gets to enjoy those? And so all those are important, but community building is very key to me. The third point is communication. Again, everything becomes beautiful when there's diversity, because you have different perspectives, different backgrounds, and different ideas, right? And so how do we utilize these diverse resources that we have in our community to enhance growth, to promote our community, to promote the culture that we have? So these are three key things I'm looking at.
Okay. Well, I live in Ghana, and when I watch TV, all I see is Democrats, Republicans. The local governance or the local politics, does that toe the same line?
It does. But when it comes to the city council, it's a non-partisan position in the sense that you go onto the council with an objective of making every decision with a heart that this is going to help every resident, not just Democrats, not just Republicans, but every resident. Because you got to remember, every resident is a taxpayer. And so you take the decision that favors the residents without having to politicize it, let me say. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
this, yeah,
do you
but this,
subscribe to any of these ideologies or parties?
yeah, I have high respect for both parties, and I think they all have great ideas for, as the president would say, for the American people. And so, yeah, I will narrow it down to my city. It's just beautiful to see both Democrats and Republicans working together. But currently, I don't think there's any Republican on the council.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. And how does that play out? Does that limit, you know, the representation? Because there should be some sort of a stakeholder representation, you know, on the city council, or even if it's a company, so that everybody's voice is heard. Does that affect anything in the city? You know, being the fact that Republicans are not, you know, well represented.
Yeah. And so the beauty about city council, again, from my perspective and what I've observed and learned, and will continue to learn as we move forward, is, aside the party affiliation, when you get on the city council, I see that that is often laid aside. We look at the reality, the
Mm,
policies. Is
mm,
this policy favorable? Is this decision that the council is going to make looking to enhance the growth and development of the city? And so
mm,
that is the difference when it comes to, again, I've never been in politics in Ghana, so I can't compare any, but I can only say that that's the beauty about city council. So we are
mm,
looking, again, it's for the city. And so any party agenda or whatsoever is not what is being pushed, but what is pushed is policies and procedures and other decisions that enhances the growth and development of the city in its entirety.
that was going to be my next question, actually,
Mhm.
because you know, being in Ghana, I'm an expert in Ghana, not just politics, but everything in Ghana. The fact that because everything you're hammering on has to do with the local individuals, like what is best for them. Their best interest is what you are focused on, and not necessarily, even though of course you know, politics is very necessary, but not necessarily party lines, but the impact it has on, or it will have on the individual is what you're focused on. How did we lose you to Seattle and not Ghana, bro?
Yeah, yeah. And that's great. I mean, the plan or the end goal is, again, that's why I use brighten the corner where you are, which is my
Mm,
level from high school. And so I believe that if I were to find myself in Congo, I'll still do what I'm obligated to do to support the people around me. And so that is my personality. And so if I were to still find myself in Ghana, I believe that I will still pursue anything that is for the best interest of the
mm,
community. And so just to give a concept a little bit about how this is set up, let's take Accra, for example. We have a
yeah,
mayor in Accra. And so this mayor possibly was nominated or voted on or possibly appointed. And
yeah,
so in this regard, does he have a council that he works with? Or in the Ghanaian government setting, we can say he has district chief executives coming from each district, right?
yeah.
And so how are they gathering resources or getting together to look for the best interest of the community? That's how we can look at it. Just assuming that it's the level of district chief executive, where you are coming from this, you all live in one city, but you're coming from each angle to look at what are the resources we have and how do we seek for the best interest of
Mm,
the citizens, the residents of your
mm,
community.
mm,
Because remember, you were not sent there to for anything else.
mm,
People trusted you and people still trust you. to serve them, not for them to serve you. You're a public servant.
Yeah.
And so we have to see it from that perspective as well. Yeah.
I like
And
the fact
so
that you're emphasizing on
mhm,
the people, putting you there, and the fact that you're supposed to serve them. You're a public servant and not any other thing. Um, that's great, and I hope you know. So I'll just keep it at that. Anyways, going forward, I mean, you made mention of the fact that the elections is on Tuesday. That's
November
second.
2nd and then 3rd, we declare. Yes.
Yeah, 2021. We are doing this in 2021.
Yeah.
What are the preparations? How is it coming? And are you hopeful?
I am very positive. I think we've done all that we have to do,
Mm,
and the response is great. The support is massive, and all that is left is for Tuesday, God willing, for Tuesday to come and then get together in a room with a lot of pizza, and then just say that, hey,
yeah.
we are ready to eat, and then just declare the winner officially. And then, God willing, in the month of January 2022, the job begins. And then there's going to be a swearing in into office. And then the assignment begins from there.
Mm, mm. Have you had any endorsements, in your community? Are people cheering you on, knowing that Eben Pobee is the right guy, for the job? Yeah.
Yeah, right from let's start. I've had great endorsements from senators. Senator Jesse Solomon, a good friend of mine, as well as a very good friend of mine is Lauren Davis, who is a state representative, and then other council members, and then the support from the community is just great. And the current, if I say council members, I'm referring to current council members who have endorsed me and looking forward to working with me. And
Mm.
so that's in the right direction, and that's great.
Sounds to me you're very, a community person. You're everywhere. People know you. It's all about the people. Is
Yeah,
that really good?
and I think you've read it right, and you've said it absolutely right. For some reason, I'm a people person, and wherever I find myself, I just build communities. And so I remember that my first time attending a meeting at the city hall, I
Mm,
had only lived here for 2 years in Seattle, for just 2 years. And then I look around and say, no, there are meetings going on in City Hall. Why is nobody attending? So I attend, and of course, I'm the only, so you could see me 100 meters afar because I'm the only, I don't want to say black, but the only black person here.
minority. Let's say
But
color.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, well, there are other minorities who are not, but then, and so I'm easily recognized
Mm,
and easily noticed. I think easily noticed is the word I want to use.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
subsequent meetings, I never missed. And so I remember one woman walked to me and said, "This is the first time we've ever seen any African American attend this meeting." And I said, "Oh, thank you. I love to attend the rest." And so, Kojo, that's one of the motivations that
Mm,
I want to give to people, in the sense that, you see, wherever you find yourself, work with a positive mind. Don't seek just for yourself, seek for other people. Because
mm,
through that process, that's when you get blessed. And so I did that, or I'm going to be doing this because I want children and the next generation to see that we are one community.
mm.
So if you do your very best, there's nowhere and there's no position that you cannot acquire and work collaboratively as a team
Mm.
in the best interest of the community, which includes your children and my children.
Yeah.
And so the purpose has to be positive. Yeah.
I mean, that's That's something we hold dear here in the Views podcast. What we are trying to do, like I said, is to spark a thought or a conversation. And you can never spark this thought or conversation if we don't have people like yourselves willing to put themselves in those positions to make people know it is actually possible. Yeah, so I commend you for that.
Thank you.
I really do. And when I first met you, I was like, this guy. Yeah, but all the best. The election is just on Tuesday, and we'll probably be putting this out tomorrow. We will put it because it's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best, and I'm sure the whole community is behind you.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be an inspiration, not just for Seattle or Washington, but for us here as well, because most of the things that you mentioned has to do with the individual, the best interest of the citizens, the community, and not necessarily yourself. And I believe that is what politics was actually meant for, and not anything else. And maybe you may be that person that sparks that thought, that conversation, that change. And that is why we are here. So all the best, because me too, I'm a captain of what I say.
And we are the night eating kunumia, and then the fufuni mekwang, need the chisa.
Which brings me to my other thing. The pizza that you mentioned, in Ghana, we have a formula. When Kotogo is going to play match, you have to eat the fufu first before they play them. So, maybe you should consider eating the pizza first.
Well, you see, when there's so much going on, you don't even get hungry. Trust me.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, but God is faithful, as I keep saying, and so I'm hoping that I will be able to just hit you up and say, "Minya, I didn't be you," and
yes.
Then we will just celebrate.
Yes, and I can't wait for that to happen, and then we can have another conversation like this, and then talk about what the future, holds for you, and the city of Shoreline, the city council, and even the citizens, and then maybe how things can be replicated here down, in our hometown as well.
Absolutely,
absolutely. I mean, the sky is the limit. This is exactly what we are all looking for. And we would like to have many more people like yourself. Okay. So thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
I'm sure a lot more people will be glad that they are seeing and meeting you for the first time and talking.
Yeah, and I look forward to connecting. And the sky is the limit, number one, and we can always brighten the corner where we are. We don't need 100,000 people to do that. You just need you and yourself. And so
yeah.
As long as God is with
you. It's almost like that Ghana boy, who happened to show up in the US and is brightening his corner. And that is how things are supposed to be. You're an inspiration.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And I'm inspired, and I'm sure a lot more people will be inspired by you. Right now, fingers crossed, like that.
Yeah.
For Tuesday, and hopefully great news. And then, of course, we're going to come back to you again, and then we have a conversation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Regardless how it goes, you're still a winner.
Thank you.
The Ghana boy who went to Adontin, went to University of Ghana. I'm sure University of Ghana people are chilling right now. So
yeah. Well, I don't think I want Adontin to know, because that Adontin is going to be a council member in the US.
Exactly. So I'm sure
and I must put on record, I think. Well, I've done extensive research and I've even requested for validation, but it's going to be the first Ghanaian American to hold such a position in the state of Washington. I'm not sure about the entire United States, but in the Northwest, in the state of Oregon, coming all the way through state of Washington is a record. And so thanks be to God for that. And it is happening anyway. I know there are others who have even tried to go higher than just city council and congressman. I think he was in Kentucky, and then there was another guy several years ago in the state of California, but none of them succeeded though. But I know it was a good fight. It was a good fight, and so we
Yeah.
are hoping that this will be a breakthrough and for Ghanaians to be happy.
Yeah, I'm already happy. And like I said, I mean, think about the inspiration, the message you sent to that kid from Ebri, because I don't think is around Ebri, right?
Yeah. But I'm from the Ethiopian, but I don't think it's in the breed. Yes.
Exactly. So, the message sends to that kid over there. This message is sent to every kid in Ghana, every kid in Africa, every kid in the diaspora, the Black Americans themselves. Like, you can actually, come from anywhere. And once you're focused and once you have a vision, a goal, and you work towards it. And my emphasis is on work. When you work towards it, the sky is the limit. You can actually achieve it.
Absolutely.
So I'm grateful for you.
Thank you.
And Tuesday, fingers crossed.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you for sparing us. I know you're a very busy person, but you gave us some time. Thank you very much for that. Again, guys, this Views podcast, I think this probably will be our first video, and this with a legend, I should call. It'll actually be our first video, I guess. And thank you very much. Even though you're busy, you granted us your time. Yeah. And we are hopeful that everything turns out right. Yeah. And for everybody watching, this is Eben Pobee, the first Ghanaian running for the City Council of Shoreline, and hopefully becomes a representative, right? Is that it?
That's a goal, at least, to get to Congress, of course.
Exactly. So this is a legend in the making, and he has all our support, my support especially. The sky is the limit. So thank you for being with us. If you're also watching or listening, there's definitely going to be a part 2, because I'm very hopeful that this is going to turn out right, and we're going to have that part 2. So thank you for listening, and like we always say, love God, love yours, love God, and love all.
Absolutely. It's all about love. Thank you, brother.
All right. Thank
you.
All
right. Okay.
All right.